What's up, guys? My name is Zen, and I'm here to share my classic WoW story with you guys. I started playing when it was probably 1.12. It was the day after the South Park episode of World of Warcraft came out. All my friends and I in middle school were very into South Park. That's actually the only thing that really bonded me with my new friends that I had made here after moving from Canada. I was in 7th grade at the time, so we all watched South Park every single night. We would come to school the next day and talk about the episode in detail, and we just loved that show, and that was everything that we bonded over. So it was cool to have South Park at the time of my life. So the day that the World of Warcraft episode came out, I didn't even know what to think of it. I mean, it was so amazing to me that something like this existed. Another world like that where you could play with your friends online and, you know, do quests together and share an epic adventure together. It seemed so cool to me. So the next day I came to middle school. I remember before class we would all be at our lockers, and I remember mentioning it to my friends, being, "Hey, do you guys see the episode last night?" Everybody was so into it. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, that was so epic. World of Warcraft, that seems so cool, right? What a cool game." So the entire day I don't remember at all what happened in school, but I do remember what I did after school. And that was visit Best Buy and pick up World of Warcraft immediately. One thing that I didn't know was that you needed a subscription, either to do it with a credit card or to buy the subscription game cards. I don't know if those are still in existence, but that's what I used to have to do. And I remember heading home that day, installing World of Warcraft on my POS computer, whatever my dad gave down to me because I wasn't a computer gamer. And through the installation process, just being so psyched. It took 10 years because there was probably like 4 or 5 CDs because we had to install those CDs. You guys remember that? All those CDs, that was so epic, you know? And I remember going through that, making my account, creating my account, because I think that as soon as you installed Classic, it popped up there was a pop-up for you to visit the website to create your account. I think you had to hop into the website real quick. And of course on the website, you know, just using a flashback to get back in time in my mind and think about it. I remember going into the website and that classic look. Everything was just so it was such a unique like website look. Everything was just so classic World of Warcraft, like the style of everything. Nothing was too modernized, so it was its own thing. And when you were on the website, it was just so relatable to how the game looked too. And I remember having to set up a credit card for the subscription, which I didn't know there was a subscription, you know. So as a 12-year-old, I think I just turned 12 a few months prior to that. We had just moved here also from Canada. I went to my parents and I said, "Hey," they were like, "Oh, how's everything going? How's that new game, son?" And I was like, "Oh, it's going great. It's fully installed. Epic, but they need your credit card." And my parents were like, "Need your credit card? Wait, what are you talking about here?" So they went over with me, and I think my parents thought it was a virus or something. Anyway, I remember this one time being in Cajarnos with my friends, and it was the 5 of us playing all together. It ranged anywhere from 3 to 5 of us playing both. I think after that first day of logging into World of Warcraft together as a bunch of 12-year-olds, after that first day it was always all 5 of us playing for the next year at least. Well, I remember I was a Dwarf Paladin. My friend was a human warrior, and we followed all the South Park characters. Whatever they played, and WoW is what we played, and I was lucky enough to play it after Zcartman. So my name is Zen, and I was very creative at the time. So what I did was I just put a Z in front of Zcartman. I was a Dwarf Paladin named Zcartman. It was just epic, man. I remember being around level 10, being in Cajarnos. We had all met up. We were killing some wolves. I'm sure we didn't have a quest for it at the time, but we didn't know what we were doing. And from out of nowhere, we see, well, coming from Ironforge, we see this charger, the level 60 paladin mount, a human paladin riding up to us. He rides right up to our group. I don't know what he's doing around us, but we gather around and we get his attention, and he's just decked out. I don't know what raid set he had, or I know he was in epics. Not fully epics, but mostly epics, which was crazy to see, right? And I'm asking him, the first question I have is, "Do you have the Sword of 1,000 Truths?" And he he whips out some one-hander that may have been the Sword of a Thousand Truths, but I think it had a different name, or it looked very similar to the item that was shown in the South Park episode, and we were just in awe. I remember this Paladin's name was Shadow the Seeker, and thereafter, he was one of the core people in World of Warcraft that helped me. He would run me through Scarlet Monastery from the entire level ranges of probably 30 to probably mid-40s. I remember I was in Scarlet Monastery for probably as long as some people have played World of Warcraft. This is how long I was in Scarlet Monastery, for like months. It felt like, at least, and I loved it. It was so cool. I had the whole set, not the whole set, not the chest piece, but I think I thought I had most of the whole set as a 12-year-old. I definitely had the Ravager, the Herod Helm, and the shoulder. Such cool items. So I had a really great time leveling in the beginning of Burning Crusade. I leveled up to 70, and I totally understand all these feelings that all the classic content creators have, because I went through that myself. And I'm so excited for Classic WoW to come out, and I'm so excited to play with you guys. You know I'll be rocking some sort of Paladin, either a human or a Dwarf. I'm leaning towards Dwarf because of nostalgia, human because they get treated better in general in World of Warcraft. I don't know if any of you remember that, but the gnomes and the dwarves were mistreated on the Alliance, and the Night Elves and the humans were cooler, so they were treated so much better. But that's okay, that's how it goes in these types of games. It was just like the real world, you know? So I'm excited to play with you guys. Thanks for listening to my story, and I'll catch you in World of Warcraft. Peace.